Okay, and I am so excited. Here we are, Friday night. This is Picklebilly Jan with Picklebilly Hosted Housing, and we have Callie Joe Smith as our honored guest. And you are just riding that wave of success right now. You know, from my perspective, we just keep watching you on TV, and we watch all your matches, and uh, just your strength and your laser focus, and it's just so lovely.
Thank you. It's been a fun wave to ride, I guess you could say. I love it. It's I mean anyone who's probably watching this automatically loves pickleball, so the thrill it is just to get out and play. It's just fun.
Yes, yes. I wanted to ask. Okay, so I've got a bunch of things to talk to you about, but it seems like you come from a big tennis family, and you have that background. And I'm just wondering, my daughter has a boyfriend who is a musician, and his mother plays in the symphony, and his dad was a drummer, and he just can't help it. He plays the saxophone. It's just in his DNA. And I'm wondering, you just have to do this. Or do you think that's true?
Yeah. Yes and no. So originally, I thought pickleball was a joke, coming from tennis. I born and bred tennis. My mom played tennis for Brigham Young University. My uncle played, got to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. My grandpa was, and both my grandpa and both my uncle were head tennis pros at Brigham Young University for years. And so just something we did.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And when I saw people playing pickleball and found out how dumb the name was, pickleball, I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
This is not even a sport. It's not a hobby. It's just dumb. And obviously I was, I guess people call it being converted to the dark side, but it's a bright side. And I love it. I still love tennis, and I think it's okay to love both. Yes. So if you're a tennis lover, it's okay to also be a pickleball lover.
Yes. And I understand that you played in a pickleball tournament with your 90-year-old grandfather, and that's where you decided that, yes, you like this sport. Is that true?
So that's how I was introduced to it. So it was my grandfather-in-law, and he was about 80, I think 85 at the time when he asked me to play. And that was about the time when it was like a week after I had vowed that I would never be caught dead with a paddle in my hand.
All those tennis players, they think that. I know it.
Yeah. Like, you're taking over our sport. Get off my court. Now I'm like, please get off my pickleball court. No, but so I was introduced to it by him, played a little round robin pickleball tournament with him. And that's kind of where I was like, okay, I guess my heart was softened towards the game of pickleball at that point. It's like, okay, I can see why people enjoy it, but tennis is still way better. And then what took me to, I guess what really converted me was a hard loss against, I was playing with my husband, and we got asked to play against another couple who my husband and I thought that we would just roll over, and we got slaughtered instead.
You mean pickleball? Oh, so you played pickleball, and they totally beat you.
Yeah, they totally beat us. Yeah, and we were just like, what just happened? We're both really athletic and competitive, and they weren't even moving, and we were running all over the place, and we got killed. So I was like, okay, there must be a little more to this game than I thought, and I never want to lose to these people ever again.
So is that point
that really sucked me in?
Yeah. Did you start training at that point and just kind of took off? And
Yep. So then I called. So at the tournament that I played in with my grandpa, I met a guy named Mike Nielsen who tried to introduce me to a bunch of friends to continue to play pickleball because I told him I didn't play. He goes, "Oh, well, let me introduce you to all these people." I'm like, "Oh no, please no! Like, this is not my sport. I'm a tennis player. This is pickleball." And he was relentless. And so, anyways, after I ended up losing those people, I called him and was like, "Okay," I said, "I'm a little more interested now. Show me the ways, show me the pickleball ways, and would love to meet the people you wanted to introduce me to.
Oh, I love it. But kicking and screaming to go to pickleball. I just saw an interview with you, and you talked about how your mom was your coach. And so can you just tell us what made her such a wonderful coach? That's a very special thing. I think it's your mom and coaching. So what is it that made her so motivational for you? And
yeah, well, so first, she's one of the best coaches I think in the country. She for years she's coached. She played for BYU, and like I said, so she learned how to coach from my grandpa, who taught my uncle how to play, and he's the one who went to Wimbledon, and he also was another coach of ours growing up. So it's my grandpa and my mom kind of co-taught us together.
Yeah.
Made it just even more amazing. It's family, fun with family. Occasionally we'd butt heads, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, she was very patient. So there's 6 kids in my family, and we all played together. So she was very patient with all of us, and just the way that she explains the game, and she loves it. So she not only does she love the game, but she has a way of explaining it and teaching it that even the most uncoordinated person can understand and pick up and get. And it's just amazing to see, not only with us, but just it's the drive that she instills in people and the intensity. Like I didn't have intensity growing up, and she.
Interesting, really.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So you could never know it. But she taught me how to be intense on the court, and that's I think that's something that's hard to teach, especially if it's not innately part of you.
Yeah. And
she was able to teach me that, and teach me how to work hard. And even when I wanted to quit, 10 more balls. So she pushed me past my limits, and made those limits more possible. I guess more reachable for me. Made my dreams seem reachable, even when sometimes they didn't feel like they were there.
Wow.
She was a great role model. Obviously, she was a wonderful mother on top of that, but just that she would devote. I mean, we'd be out on the court sometimes 8 hours a day, playing and coaching, and just for her to
8 hours a day.
Yeah, not every day. Sometimes it was just 30 minutes, but even 30 minutes. I mean, we'd work hard. It was almost like we played 3 hours in 30 minutes, and she would just run us all over the court and get us in tennis shape. There's a difference between being in shape and then being in tennis shape. Yeah, and she got us into tennis shape quickly, and she's a hard worker herself, and just the fact that she was willing to sacrifice as her dreams for us. I guess we became her dream, and I'm so grateful for her that she devoted all of her time to us, and to our games of tennis. And obviously I wouldn't be here and be as good in pickleball without her and without my boss. So
she must be so proud and just delighted, with what you're doing. And so that when you say tennis shape, so you've applied that in your pickleball. I already know that, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And something you said, I just got to ask you. Okay, so you're now going to be coaching people, and you're going to be doing the camps. So now you have this whole background, and you've internalized everything with what you've learned, and you're going to be teaching other people. So you could take somebody who's like clumsy and uncoordinated, like me. And let's just say, just a quick little bird walk here on this other side thing. If you took me, I'm a 4.0 player, and let's just say we devoted an intense amount of time. If I was willing to do everything, like how long would it take you to get me to a 4.5? Just hypothetical.
So it depends on how hard you want to work outside of what I teach you.
Okay. So, I'll do anything. I will do it all.
So anything. You're willing to play the tournament. So from 4.0 to 4.5.
Yeah, just hypothetical, it's not going to, and we're not going to do it, but I'm just wondering, is it possible? Like,
I'd say a couple weeks to a couple months.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, wouldn't that be exciting? Yeah, that would be.
So something that's cool, I guess unique for me is I had to, is teach myself how to do a lot of new things from pickleball. I mean, there's a lot of things that transfer over from tennis, which is nice. But the dinks and the drops that didn't come naturally to me. And I'm sure that and I mean you can notice the tennis players who just like they're bangers. They like to hit everything hard, and it's being able to, I guess, figuring out those shots and when to use those shots at the right moments. And for me, it was a lot of hours on the pickleball court trying to figure out what way worked best for me to implement that in my game.
Yeah.
And I think at least the technique wise, or with friends kind of helping me too, just saying, hey, like try this or try this. And I've incorporated a lot of different styles into helping improve my game as well.
Yeah.
And my background, I've coached since I was 15.
Oh.
All different ages. And I guess I was taught from my mom and my grandpa as well. So we all taught together, still sometimes teach it. And I love to coach and see people improve. And I know what it takes to get to the next level, to work hard, and what people need tailored to each individual to improve their games.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this camp and coaching other coaches how to I think teach more efficiently, but in a way that where the technique is there. Because I see a lot of things work in pickleball where before I thought there was just one way. There's a lot of different ways to play tennis, lots of different techniques and ways to approach it.
Yeah.
But I think that with pickleball, there is always a common basis of you catch the ball out in front, your contact point, footwork. A lot of those are all similar. And so if you're able to coach someone those things, then they can apply other styles and different things to their game. But if you can take people who can coach people in the basics first, then I think that's what's most important, especially for juniors that are coming up.
Yeah.
To learn the basics first, and then being able to apply those and create their own style.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's lovely. I think it's really lovely that you have this whole dynasty of people who have taught, and now you have it. And then in your camps, you'll be teaching your coaches, those philosophies and those techniques. And then, it's just, that's lovely. I have to ask you, so when we watch you in your matches, there is nobody who looks more focused than you. And I'm wondering, like, when I play pickleball, I kind of go back and forth between, do I just like throw all my stuff out of my head and kind of react and just kind of be in my zone? Or do I have to go, okay, I've got to shadow the ball. I've got to. Anyway, so what are you thinking? So what's going through your mind during a match?
So a lot of the preparation for match play and match focus comes from practice. In practice, I try to make my practices intense. I mean, I still have fun, but I try to really focus in practice. And I'm not always there. There's sometimes days where I'm just like, oh my gosh, do I even play pickleball? Have I even played this game before in my life? And there's some days you feel great, and other days it's like, okay, well, back to the drawing board. Let's try this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
But when you really focus in and focus on different shots and working on those things, then when you get into playing, it's almost more of a reaction. So you work really hard off the court so that it becomes more of a reaction instead of I have to think about this when I'm there.
Yeah.
It becomes just part of your muscle memory. And so then you just focus on the strategy of it instead of the technique and the shots. It becomes innate. It becomes part of you. So you don't have to focus as much on, okay, here or here. It's where am I hitting? Where are their weaknesses? Where am I attacking? And so I kind of give myself a to-do list, like, okay, I'm going to go 3 balls to the backhand and kind of wait for a little sitter, and then I'll attack here. Or so you kind of have a game plan going in, and you just try to execute that plan as you play. So it's more of execution instead of I'm working on something. You're working on executing your plan.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how I stay focused. Is I pick my plan and I stick to it.
Yeah. I want to just mention Dottie Berry and the Pickleball Forum for Women. I understand you're their new brand ambassador.
Yes.
And I just want to see, so I love what she does. She's such a lovely person. She's so helpful. She has pointed me in the right direction in certain things. But is that important to you? Do you believe in supporting women?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I think women are a huge force in this world, and not only can they be, but they are. And I think every voice matters, especially that of women. And we have so many talents that not only can add to the world, but to people, to civilization, to so many talents. I just think all of our talents combined are amazing. Just we are an amazing group of people, and I feel like we have all power in the world to do anything that we put our minds to. Mm-hmm. And I've seen so many strong women come forward, and just the things they share and the things they say, it's empowering. And I think we as women are empowering, and I think it's very important to see that and to be a part of that. And so it's a big thing for me, and I am grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah, wonderful. And then okay, so you also have a YouTube channel, and so that's new.
It is new.
Yeah.
I've had a few people ask me to put them on YouTube because they didn't have social media platforms or Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay. And I'm hoping, especially when I start my academy, to put some coaching tips outside of what I do to in my coaching or in my training, excuse me, but to add some coaching tips and different strategies that people can take can help hopefully to improve their own games.
Yeah. And so people can subscribe to that. And so it is it Callie Joe Smith _ Pickleball? Yes.
Pickleball, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then you can find it, you can subscribe. So I know everyone will want to be a part of that. Very exciting.
Thank
and you. Then, so do you, so I taught junior high for 23 years. And I noticed that my students who participated in sports inevitably had a very great sense of confidence. So, and so why do you think that is? And then what are you doing with your own children? Are they learning tennis? Are they doing pickleball?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll start with the first question. So what I guess makes people who do sports confident, and where does that confidence come from? If you look at anything that you've done in your life, like what are you proud of? It's the things that you've worked hard for, or the things that you've sacrificed. The more you sacrifice for something, the more you appreciate it. And I feel like sports, you sacrifice a lot of time. It's hard, and just the more time you spend doing that and doing hard things and overcoming hard things, overcoming injuries, or getting over a hump of losing for 10 in a row straight, and then you get a one win, and that thrill of I've done it. That I feel like that's where the confidence comes from, is just the hard work that you put into something. You become proud of it, and it's you that's putting the hard work, and so you kind of become proud of yourself. And I think that's not only with sports, but with anything. Artists, pianists, anybody. You put time into something, you create something, and you're proud of it. And here you're creating and focusing on a talent, on improving yourself. And so I think that confidence in yourself is just a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
And for my kids, so I didn't even tell my kids we were going to start playing. My daughter came up and said, I'm going to come play tennis. I'm going to play pickleball. She's 5. It's like, okay, let's go. So I took her out to the court. So, and she was three actually when she asked me to play tennis. And so she's been on the court since she was 3, so a couple years now. And we just hit, in fact, yesterday, just 12 balls in a row across the net on the pickleball court. She's awesome. So
I bet.
Hoping to maybe be the next Annalie Waters or the next Waters. Mother daughter duo.
Oh,
so
wow.
we'll see what happens, but she loves it and she's good. So I'm excited.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, I told you that we would make this about 15 minutes, and so we have gone over. And I just really respect the fact that you're a mom, and I know you just were making dinner for your kids, and so that's the most important thing in the world. Is so
I agree. Just another plus for womanhood.
Yes.
And everyone is amazing.
Yes, I know. You know what? It is true. And it's like if we have the opportunity for women's voices to be heard and for women's leadership and capabilities to rise to the top, women have always been this way, but I think that the opportunities haven't always been there. And so if we can just allow that, it just allows humankind in general, right, to have more people fulfilling their potential and being who they are.
I agree. So, and I would add resilience to that. Women are resilient, just always overcoming obstacles. A lot of women are positive, especially in the face of trials, at least women that I've met too, especially. I'm just like, holy cow, just the things that we go through and jump back and bounce back from. It's just amazing. So
yeah,
it's a great thing to be a great someone to be as a woman.
Well, I am going to be watching you and supporting you and cheering you on, as are people all across the country. We love you. We love what you're doing, and I wish you all the best in all of your future. And thank you,
Jen. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what you're doing too. I think it's I really do. I'm excited to even help you in any way I can. So you just let me know. So it's wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah. You know what? If it's any way to bring people together, because I mean, it sounds kind of extreme, but pickleball is changing the world.
It is.
I really do. I think it just is bringing people together, and especially post-COVID, and just with all the divisiveness in our nation, we don't need that. We need to be together. We need to be working together, learning these skills, having fun, competing, good health.
Well, it's a community, and you're helping to build that community. And I just know the people that I've stayed with, I feel like we're wonderful friends now, and I look forward to seeing them when I return back to their area. It just expands that community and that, I guess, that kinship and sisterhood and brotherhood and everything. It's amazing. So I have a lot of respect for it, and I love it. I love it. I've loved it.
Well, thank you so much for shining your light here on Picklebilly and just, kind of opening up to people just about your life and experiences and where you're going.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Well, bye.
Okay. Bye.